I wish I could make reaction videos, but I was born in 1956. I've heard all these songs. What could I possibly react to?
I was worth it, found my purpose, ran from the abyss to the surface, the reward of constantly working.
Hey whippersnappers, Brian here to Boom Reacts, welcome back. If this is your first time here, thanks for checking me out. I listen to rap and hip-hop songs using lyric videos, and then I let you know what I thought about them. So thumbnail tells you that I'm doing You Never Know by Immortal Technique featuring Grae, who I just reacted to last week. The reason I'm laughing is because last time I reacted to Immortal Technique was the song Dance with the Devil, and I did not like it. But I kept telling people in the comments, like, I'm not going to give up on Immortal Technique. I'll keep doing stuff of his. And that reaction was October of 21. So here I am. I'm back to it. I think it was just because it was, it wasn't the subject matter of Dance with the Devil that bothered me. And I don't know if he wrote it as a deterrent song, to deter youth from joining gangs. I don't know if that's why he wrote it, or if he just wrote a story and somebody else said, oh, this is a good gang deterrent song. I don't know what's the truth about that. But if he did write it as a gang deterrent song, I think he kind of like went overboard, like it became unrelatable. In my opinion, a guy who grew up in the suburbs in the 60s. You came here for my opinion. So, it became unrelatable. Like, I can picture young kids listening to that and then going, yeah, like that would happen. I think the deterrent, the thing that gang members, the biggest danger is getting shot. So I think all deterrent songs should be about guns. Like Tupac's Trapped. There's like real world consequences for the actions you choose. And Dance with the Devil was just like, that's not going to deter me. That's a made up story. Guns is the deal. Anyway, so that's why I haven't done it for so long. So I'm going to read a little about the song and then we'll get the reaction. Okay, so Dance with the Devil was on Revolutionary 1, which was released in September of 2001. And then You Never Know is on his second album, Revolutionary 2. In November 2002, The Source had Tech in its unsigned hype column. The following year, in September of 2003, he received the coveted hip-hop quotable in The Source for a song entitled Industrial Revolution from his second album. Immortal Technique is the only rapper in history to have a hip-hop quotable while being unsigned. He released his second album, Revolutionary Volume 2, in November of 2003. It spawned two singles, Point of No Return and Industrial Revolution. About the track You Never Know, Immortal Technique says, quote, I rarely perform it. I've done it maybe 3 times. It takes a lot to do it. Unquote. Okay, emotional song. You Never Know was produced by Southpaw and features Grae on vocals. So I've heard. Okay. The song will decide if I wait another year and a half to listen to another Immortal Tech song.
way to becoming a college graduate. Wouldn't even stop to talk to the average kid. The type of Latina I'd sit and contemplate marriage with. Fuck the horse and carriage shit, her love was never for hire. Disciplined, intellectual beauty's what I desire. Flyer than Selma Hayek or Jennifer Lopez. Everyone told me kicking it to her was hopeless. At first I just thought she didn't mess with broke kids. The thug niggas always talking about how they smoke kids, but the rich sniff coke kids got no play. I'm not even interested what her body language would say. Everyone around the way gave up trying to get in it, cause didn't matter how good your game was, she wasn't with it. All the block bitches was jealous but wouldn't admit it. Talk shit and deny to everyone that they did it, cause they regretted the long list of niggas that they let hit it. And no one ever gave them shit except McDonald's and Diddick. Smoking weed with thoughts of envy whenever they lit it. She spoke intelligently and they bit it, always trying to copy, but when they tried to use her vocab they sounded sloppy. She had a style all her own, respectful and pure. I was sick in the head for her and there wasn't a cure. Brown and beautiful, yet empty and sad. I used to talk to her occasionally and she was glad that I wasn't just another nigga trying to get in it. So every now and then we'd stop and talk for a minute. I didn't have a gimmick, so the minutes turned to hours. On her birthday, I gave her a poem with flowers. Then I took her out to dinner after her cousin's baby shower. We talked about power to the people and such. We spent more time together, but it was never enough. I never tried to sneak a touch or even cop a feel. I was too interested in keeping it real, perfectly honest and complete. She would always call me cariño and never technique. Bought me a new book to read every 2 or 3 weeks, forever changing the expression of my thoughts when I speak. It was because of her I even deaded all of my freaks. She convinced me to stop hanging out on the streets, to stop robbing and stealing from people like you. Instead I took her out to the Apollo and the Bronx Zoo, Museo del Barrio and the Metropolitan too. Got to the point where I was either with her or my crew. So I decided one day to tell her my feelings was true. I couldn't live without her, so I told her face of my fears. But honey's only response was a face full of tears. She could only sob hysterically, holding me tight. I tried to speak, but she wouldn't stop until I left sight. I felt like a moth who got himself too close to the light. Except I didn't burn, I turned cold after that night. In my career, ended up locked up like an animal for a year, where the COs talk to you like they were the overseer. Then I got sent to the hole when my exit was near. At night in my cell, I'd close my eyes and I'd see her, hold her close in my dreams. But when I woke, she disappeared. Just an empty cell until the state gave me parole. In the summer, came back intact and on track. But the fact of the matter is I still felt cold. Even after my mother hugged me crying at home, my real niggas would catch me thinking out of my zone, fucking lots of different women. But I still felt alone, relatively well known around the New York underground. But I kept thinking of her and how we used to be down. The sound of her voice and the beautiful smell of her hair. Though gone physically, somehow it was still there. I had to do something because the shit was too much to bear. So I went and visited the building where she used to live. The world looks a lot different after you do a bid. Your way of life done changed while primitive minds are still stuck in the same game. Like her cousin who was on the corner slinging cocaine, stepped in the lobby and tapped the button next to her last name. Her mom buzzed me up and hugged me up like a mother order, but her facial expression changed when I asked about her daughter.
No man, my fate is all planned. I'm blessed just to know you, loved and lost just to hold you all now. Can't find a reason why God came between you and I.
told me that there was a note for me that was left behind, and she had left it there, waiting for such a long time. I was inclined to ask about it, but she brought it up first. I saw a tear swelling up in her eye, and then she cursed. She told me where the letter was, and I started thinking the worst. Reversed my position, stepped over and opened the door, and sure enough, there was an envelope with my name on the floor. Nobody loves you more than me, cariño's what the letter said. By the time you get to read this, I'll probably be dead. But when you left in 97, a part of me went to heaven. I thank God at least I got to know what love really was. But it hurt me to see what true love really does. Cause even though we never made love, you were all that there was. It was because I loved you so much that I had to make you leave. You made me doubt the way I thought. You made me wanna believe. And then I slipped up and I let you get close to me. It was hard to not be openly when people spoke to me. This was not the way I thought my life was supposed to be. Baby, don't you see? I had a blood transfusion that left me with HIV. Hope didn't exist for me since late in 1993. I died a virgin. I wish I could have given myself to you. I cried in the hospital cause there was no one else but you. Promise that you'll meet me in paradise inevitably. No matter what, I'll keep your love forever with me. What happened for the rest of the day is still a blur, but I remember wishing that I was dead instead of her. She was buried on August 3rd. The story ends without a sequel, and now you know our technique. Don't fucking fall in love with people. Hold the person that you love closely if they're next to you. The one you love, not the person that simply has sex with you. Appreciate them to the fullest extent, and then beyond, cause you never really know what you got until it's gone.
Does he write any songs that have happy endings? Because that was a downer. I remember Dance with the Devil. I remember once he started, rapping, because I don't dig his flow. It's I don't know. It's not conversational. It's not fun. It's just monotone, and I know he's telling a sad story, but it sounds like a robot rapping to me. Don't kill me, all you tech fans. It's just my opinion. So the twist in the story is that she had HIV and she didn't want to infect him somehow, so she pushed him away and then died on her own. I guess. Maybe she felt too embarrassed to say it to him, so she just pushed him away. I'm not really sure, but I wonder, I don't know if the story's true or not, but I wonder why he made her HIV positive due to a blood transfusion as opposed to, the usual way, of, getting fucked by the wrong person. So I wonder why he chose that. Because, his love for her will be more pure because she's innocent. I mean, everybody's innocent of getting, HIV. No one does it on purpose. Yeah, so I don't know if this is a true story, that this is really what happened, that she got HIV from blood transfusion. But if it's not, I think it's just a device to make you have more sympathy for her. Because if she said she got, fucked by some stranger and got HIV, you and I and he would be less sympathetic. That's what I think. So if she didn't really get it from a blood transfusion in real life, then I think that part's a cop-out. Trying to make her innocent in our eyes. Bullshit. Jean Grae did good. She did a little backing vocals on the last verse. But I don't like it. It's his rapping. It's his stories that just seem a little too manufactured. But there you have it. Might be another year and a half before I do another Immortal Technique song. Well, don't hate me. This is just my opinion, and that's what you're here for, right? Well, thanks for hanging with me, guys. If you like this kind of content, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.